So after I had come back with him to their house, we finally settled in the village, as I could see that he was no longer ready to move back to Lagos, probably because he had the fear that I will go back to my family house as soon as he leaves. And I had refused to go back with him to Lagos if ever he asked me. But then he made the decision to stay in the village, telling me that for now he wanted to rest. Unknown to me, his plan was to make sure he gets me pregnant, to tie me down. Even as of that time, I had begun to worry why I wasn't missing my period. But then it was a blessing for me, because it could have been worse if I had taken it immediately. How would I have been receiving all those beating with pregnancy? It also gave me time to round up my schooling before getting pregnant. When my mom and my husband's mom, my mother-in-law, heard I was pregnant, they were so overjoyed and so happy to finally getting grandchild, even though it wasn't the first grandchild for my mother-in-law, but it was the first grandchild for my mom, as I am the first child from my mother's womb, even though I have other step siblings. Then, as soon as my husband found out I was pregnant, his character became worse. I was thinking that he was going to start treating me well and pampering me, not knowing that he would even get worse with me. He always nag and shout at every provocation. I was still doing all my duties while being so sick and always vomiting, thanks to my mom, who always buy lots of foodstuffs and fruits and vegetables and surprise us almost every day whenever she visits. But she couldn't stay with us because our house was not far from their house, from my husband's house. So one day, I was already like 2 months gone. There was an argument about issue of money, of me going to ask my brother for money again, which I bluntly refused. This man called my husband, raised his hand and slapped me across my face. And then I was so shocked that I almost slapped him back, but held myself for the sake of him being a man. As I was holding my cheek, crying, he was busy shouting, and out of annoyance, I screamed back at him for the first time. Instead of this man to calm down, he rushed at me and beat the hell out of me, not minding that I was carrying his first child. I couldn't fight back because I was so weak with pregnancy symptoms and the vomiting. I just lay there and received the beating of my life. After I got better, I just got up and opened the gate and left for my father's house. When I got to my father's house, everybody was shocked to see me looking so dirty because I was on the floor on the background. My body was full of dust. My hair was full with sand. I had no slippers on. They asked me what happened. I told them straight away, and everybody was shouting, saying upon my condition. I went to take my bath, and then my mom gave me another cloth to put on. After that, I went to lie down because I was so tired and my body was filled with bruises and pain. So that same night, this man came back because he wasn't around when I left, which if he knew I was leaving, he would have blocked me. This man came back, according to them, and didn't see me. He came that night, knocking at my door, and I told everyone to ignore him. He was banging at the gate and shouting that his wife should be returned to him. Everybody ignored him. He later stopped knocking and left. But the very next day, as early as possible, he was back at our door, banging at the door with reckless abandon.